Next Level Mindset with another powerful and positive video talking about 7 signs your dreams are alive and are about to manifest. I'm going to share some things that have showed up in my life that I know you can identify with. By the fact that you're watching and listening to this right now, this is confirmation that you have vision, you have purpose for your life. And this is an early bonus point. Number 1, you can choose to wait for others to approve of what you're doing, or you can just go ahead and get it done. We'll talk more about that as we get into this. Subscribe right now. Stay empowered and inspired with us. We'd love to have you as a part of this family. So the first sign that your dreams are alive and are about to manifest is when you still take the action. You still do what you know. You find yourself still doing what needs to be done, right? You're still getting up every day, going out, putting in the effort. You're still praying. You're still watching. You're still investing in yourself, your dreams. For me, I found myself getting older at times, and I just have to remind myself that as long as I'm putting one foot in front of the other, as long as I'm still achieving my goals, as long as I'm still taking the actions, that's a sign that my dreams are alive. And some of you watching this right now, they've already manifested. Even for me, I'm going to share coming up how some of my dreams have already begun to manifest and show up in my life. And a lot of people don't think about that. You're still doing what you need to do. So that first sign, your dreams are alive and they're about to show up and manifest this in your life, is when you're still taking the necessary action. So the next time you think about something that you've been waiting for, something you've been working or praying for, think about it. Sometimes God will allow the old things to fall away out of our lives just to make room for the new. And many times the things that we see as a loss or a downfall, God is using it as a setup and an uprising for your next level. So you're still doing it. You're still putting in the action. For you, it may be going to work. For you, it may be going to the office, making that real estate sale, creating that next video for your content. Or maybe you're just investing and you're an entrepreneur. You have contracts that you're fulfilling. You're still putting in the work, even when it doesn't seem like it's manifesting the way it could. So I not only want to remind you, but I want you to really empower yourself and remind yourself that no matter what's going on in your life, when you have visions, goals for your life, and you may have doubts about whether they're coming true, one sign that everything that you've worked for is coming true in your life is when you still get up. You do what needs to be done. One of my sayings is, I might ask for forgiveness later, but I'm not waiting for permission now. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And if that's you, that is a great sign that your dreams are alive, still vibrant, and manifesting even right now. And the second sign that your dreams are still alive and they're about to manifest is when you are still excited. You're still having fun. You still think about it. It still brings you joy. Every now and then on this channel, I talk about letting that inner child come out, right? And I have to remind myself of the things that I love to do, things that are bringing me joy. And when you find your passions, your goals still excite you, that's a good thing. And one of my affirmations says, I've learned to work smarter and not harder, embracing the concept that making big money can be easy and a lot of fun. And so it reminds me that I don't necessarily have to do what everybody else is doing, and I definitely don't have to do what is considered hard work. Now here lately I've been thinking about that. Maybe there is a time for it, right? Maybe there is a time for hard work, but I'm one of those smart work individuals. And if you're still excited about it, you can make it easy. You can still have fun about it. Consider what you're doing it with passion, speaking with life, enjoying what you're doing. That is a great sign that your dreams are manifesting even right now. Where's my script at? Let me get my script so I can be on tip. Don't want to fall and bust my lip. Still excited. And so when you find yourself still excited about it, for example, for me, it was my music. I found myself getting older. At one point, I started getting discouraged about it, but I realized that you're never too old to follow your dreams, never too late to do the right thing. When you find yourself still excited about what you're doing, that's when you know manifestation is not only on the way, but it's happening right now. And if you look around in your life, you can see things beginning to show up. The universe, God, however you want to look at it, this great spirit allows us to go through things to teach us and to bring us to a new level. And so when you're still excited, and some of you right now watching this, you're still excited about it. It may not be paying as much as you thought it would pay. For example, in my life, I thought I would be the new artist for Warner Records, Epic Records, when I met Jermaine Dupri in New Jersey and New York, when I met Biz Markie, when I did all of that, when I met Left Eye, when I was out there doing what I had to do for my music. I thought that was going to be my dream. I thought that would be the fulfillment of my goals. Now I realize that I am living my dream on another level. Inspiration, contemporary. Shout out to Pearl, my record label. I'll be talking to you more about my upcoming CD in a minute. You're able to be excited, still excited about what you're doing. That's a sign that your dreams will manifest even right now, and the manifestation is on the way. And by the way, if this is your first time here or if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, make it official. Hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here as a part of the family. If you want to stay empowered and inspired together, make it happen. And the third sign that your dreams are alive and they're about to manifest is when you're open for change. You're willing to do what you know needs to be done to make a change in certain areas of your life. For me, for a while when I was coming up, I always wanted to blame somebody else for something. I always wanted to complain about it. But now I have a saying that I don't have to complain. I can rearrange, make a change, and make it happen. And so whenever you find yourself willing to change certain things about what you're doing, that's a great sign. Your dreams are still alive and they are about to manifest in your life. I remember one time when I was coming up, I had this thing about trying to be like everybody else, trying to please other people. And I realized that there was something that I had to change. I had to realize that not everyone is going to accept you, right? Not everyone is going to like you. And not everyone even enjoys me on this channel. There are ones that you're going to connect with. It says that your vibe will attract your tribe. And so when you're open to change, being willing to change and rearrange, really think about it. Think about it at the time that you're watching this video. Even AI is changing. Even the way we interact with the artificial intelligence systems is changing. And so, even myself as a driver, driving for different ride-share companies, they have what is called Waymo, right? Waymo is coming out now. And with Waymo, there's fear that people are going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose the ability to drive because AI is starting to take over. And so I have to realize that even with that, I have to be open for change, open and willing to change certain things to get what I know needs to be done in my life. And when I'm able to change, like before when I was talking about my record label, knowing that I may not ever be the reigning star for Epic Records, but I could still be Stevon with Titta, take it to the awesome music. And so I begin to change how I look at things, paradigm shift, changing your mindset. And that's a great sign. Your dreams are alive, about to manifest when you're able to change up. And one of the biggest things that I had to change in my life is how I look at things. I had to change how I begin to view things. I went from blaming other people and blaming society, blaming the government, blaming the wife and the husband, right? I began to realize that self-responsibility is my choice. I have to choose to be responsible for myself. One of my affirmations says, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul, molder and shaper of my destiny. It is my own actions that have placed me where I am in life. And today, my actions are powerful, positive, and productive. I'm learning to take responsibility and change what needs to be changed in my life. And here's the thing, when you're on the next level, you go beyond the change that's mentioned. Remember that prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change the things I can. So when you're on the next level, you not only change the things you can, you change the things you never thought you would be able to change. God enables you to do that, even as He has enabled me to do that as well. So that change is the thing that everybody's, we never like it, but it's the thing that we need to get us to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's where we want to be. on the next level, doing greater things. And the fourth sign, the next sign that you are really living out your dreams, they're about to manifest, is when you still have vision. You still have goals in mind. You still have a plan of action that you're still putting into place. Remember we talked in that first step about how you're still taking the actions? Well, this really takes that to the next level. You have a vision for it. You can see a bigger picture. And you not only think about what's coming in the next year to 2 years. For you and for me, we think long term. We think what it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. What can I do now to impact my long-term being on this planet? You have already seen through all the nonsense and all the smoke screens. You have a vision for your life. In fact, let me get my book. Let me get my book. You caught me. And there's really nothing that's impossible, nothing that we cannot achieve. In fact, I talk about a little bit of that in my book, Still Destined for Greatness. Check this out. Still Destined for Greatness. And it says right here, check this out. It says, making a new start requires a certain level of confidence. You have to know without a doubt and with certainty, absolute certainty, that the best for you is still yet to come. Remember, we talked about we must never see divorce, and that was the purpose of the book. The book was originally written for the divorce, but you can change that out with anything in your life. You never see the challenges that you go through as a loss, but only as a change. We must realize deeply that this change is exactly what we need, right? We talked about being willing to change things, right? You still have a vision, but you're still open for change. This change is exactly what we need at this time, spiritual development and the human experience. So the question is, do you have what it takes to accept the change and start over again? And the answer is an unequivocal yes. Get the copy, Still Destined for Greatness. I would love for you to grab a copy with this, take it home with you with the link in the description. I go more in detail about that. Yeah, that's one thing about it. Being able to still have a vision for your life, still knowing that you're still destined to do greater things. That's a great sign that not only are you getting ready to live your dream, you're living your dream and the manifestation of your dream right here and right now. And the fifth sign that you are living your dream and it's about to manifest even stronger is when you know you have someone that supports you. You have at least that one person in your life. For some of it, it's a husband. For some of us, it's a wife. For others, it's a friend, a family member. Maybe your pastor, your doctor, your lawyer. It could be just a friend, someone who I talked about in another video, 7 types of people to stay away from. Make sure you check that out. We talked about those who only tell you what you want to hear, not what you need. But it could be just that one person you have in your life who always tells you what you need to hear to get you on track. And so we all have that someone. And if you have just at least one person, you're going to be all right. But what if you don't have anyone? That's when I've learned to just support myself. There comes a time in your life when you have to realize, you know what, I can do this. You can have that self-support. That's why a lot of my videos, I encourage you. Let it not be me empowering you only, but let it be self-empowerment. Remember, you can always empower yourself, inspire yourself to this greatness that we talk about on this channel. And if you have at least one person, but even if you don't have that, you can have yourself and your own support, supporting yourself through it all. Even when I don't feel that I support, and even when I don't feel like I'm on that next level, I always have God. God's got our back. God's got us right where we need to be. And one of my affirmations says that everything happens in my life by divine providence, and I'm walking in it with the power of God in my life. Create affirmations for yourself. That's one thing that has really helped me on this as well. You know somebody's got your back, and even when they seem like nobody's there, God is there, supporting you, helping you to get through anything you need in your life. And the sixth sign, the next sign that you are about to manifest your dreams, is when you're ready to do things that you've never done before. One of my sayings says that if we're ever going to be in a new place, we have to do new things. And if I'm going to get somewhere I've never been, I've got to do something I've never done. So when you're ready to do things in a new way, something that you've never done before, that is a great sign that you are about to manifest everything that you've wanted and purposed in your life. In my life, things that have held me back for so long, those chains that have held me bound, I begin to break free everything that has always held me back. And I know that if these things can happen for me, they can also happen for you as well. All you got to do is just put your mind to it. You're ready to do something that you've never done, say things you've never said, go places you've never gone, feel thoughts and feelings that you've never ever felt before. And when you're ready to do that, that is a great sign. Your dreams are manifesting. You're living your dreams, still alive. You can still get it done. And every now and then we run into things that we don't expect, all types of obstacles blocking your path, different challenges that may come up. One of my affirmations says that I am always ready for the unexpected, always ready for the challenge. I always come through with an outstanding performance and an outstanding result I can be counted on. So I remind myself that no matter what comes up in my life, there's nothing too hard for me and God. Spirit of God within us, that great I am. Whatever name you want to use for that power, we walk in that, right? You know, on this channel, we talk in that. We have our being in that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But when you're ready to do things you've never done, go places you've never been, that's when we will have what we've never had. But when you think about that, we're really ready to do things that we've never done, ready to take massive action. And I find myself stepping up, taking massive actions, doing things I've never done, going places that I've never been, getting to that next level in my life. And I know that's you by the fact that you're watching and listening to this right now. You're living a dream. You're manifesting it. It's coming true. And nothing ever can stop you from getting where you need to be. Remind yourself that it can be done right here and right now. And the seventh sign, the next sign that your dreams are manifesting, still alive, is when you can see behind the human form and you see God. You see the divine form in human manifestation. Think about that. Everyone that we see has a connection to a higher source. We live in God. We have our being in God, the infinite spirit. We're all connected. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a sense of being. And so that's why you often hear on this channel when I talk about the great spirit of God within us, that great I am. And that's one of the references that I make to this power. And when we're able to see beyond the human, when we know we are living the dream is still alive, and the manifestation, even greater manifestations, are on the way. So the next time you see yourself in the mirror, the next time you look there, do you see beyond the human? Can you see that divine queen that you are, the king that you are? I begin to learn how to look beyond the human and see God. Whenever you see things in this life, know that God is still in control. Looking beyond the human being, seeing the divine spirit of God within us. That's really one thing that has really helped me in my life. One of my affirmations says that I am the essence of Almighty God. I am a glorious and most intelligent manifestation of this almighty and divine presence, and we are one. And so this really has helped me to live out my dream and begin to live it out, experience the great divine things that God has for my life. My dreams are still alive. Your dreams are still alive. You can see God behind it all. And you know, if God is in control, there's nothing that we have to worry about. The things you've been doing, they're not in vain. So stay with it. Keep doing what you're doing and know that it's all well. Every desire that we have can be ours and can be manifest right now. Now, I do have that eighth sign. Before I do that, check this out. Already know about my brand new single, already out, Nobody. It's streaming everywhere right now. Your music is streamed. Go to Spotify, put that on your favorite Spotify playlist, and grab your copy from the Amazon site. Do that with the links in the description. And so now, leave me a comment. Let me know in the comment which one of these stands out the most for you. How do you relate to living your dreams, being ready for the manifestation? So this first bonus point that I want to share deals with what we talked about earlier. Remember I said that we can either wait around for others to approve or we can get it done? One of my affirmations, it says that I may ask for forgiveness later, but I'm not looking around for permission now. I'm going to do what I have to do to get it done and just make it happen. And so I've learned that a lot of people, not everyone's going to approve. Not everyone's going to agree with you. And so I encourage you, don't wait around for others' approval, because they don't even approve of themselves, most of them. We can approve of ourselves and just go ahead and get it done. Living your dreams, being ready for the manifestation. And even now, there are more signs that you are about to win big, do greater things in your life. And I talk more about that in this video, 7 signs that you're about to win big in life. I think that would be a great video for you to watch next. So check that out right now and enjoy it. Thanks again to my subscribers and returning viewers. I really appreciate you. Hit the like button, share this video right now, subscribe if you haven't done that. Stay blessed, stay positive, stay true. Until next time, I'll see you on the next level. Peace.